You ever wake up late one day, grab a shirt from the basket thinking it was clean, and 3 hours later you find a stain on it? And in that moment, you started to put the pieces together of everyone trying to tell you there was a stain without actually telling you there was a stain? Guys, I have a problem. I didn't notice it until today, but after I turned off my TV, PC, put my phone and everything away, my brain had like an intense decompressing moment. And I realized that, oddly enough, it was overly stimulated. Now you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with anything? Don't worry, I'll get to that in a second. I started making videos about manga a little over 2 years ago, and I never really knew what I was going to cover or what I was going to talk about. I just knew that I had fallen in love with manga and I wanted to share that love with everyone. That's how all of these manga videos came to be. At some point though, I began reading too much manga. And to make matters worse, that's not even the half of what I'm dealing with. At some point, I decided to not only cover manga, but to re-include anime into my channel as well. And to do that, I had to incorporate covering anime and manga news. And Twitter was where I really found majority of my news at. So one thing led to another, and I found myself being on Twitter a lot more than I ever thought I would. Now, as some of y'all may know, I also stream on Twitch. It started off as a fun thing to do, but one thing led to another and I started watching more and streaming less. So let me break it down like this. I've been watching anime, no reviews. Twitch streams, but hardly any streams. And reading more manga than I was even creating. And to be honest, I couldn't really figure out why that was until today. And that loops back to the first point I mentioned of my brain being overly stimulated. I kept asking myself, why was it so hard to not only focus on creating videos, but more importantly, come up with more and more topics to talk about with you guys? Something felt off. I lost sight of what I originally intended to do, and for the first time I became aware of it. It's really interesting when you look at it because the effects of all of those was nothing but a constant stream of dopamine that clouded my mind and whittled away my creativity. It led to a few nasty habits I acquired, and to be honest, more depression than anything. It was like The Matrix. I love using The Matrix as a reference, and how once you unplugged yourself, you woke up to a nasty reality that you yourself didn't even realize existed. But let me clarify. This isn't me declaring I'm taking a break. Absolutely not. It was a top-notch moment of clarity. A moment of honesty that, in my sharing this with you, gives you guys a bit of insight to what happens when you turn off the internet for a second. Starting today, I'm ushering in a new routine to get myself back on track, away from the distractions, and really focus on what is important because reigniting my fire is something that I didn't expect to happen today, but I'm really glad that I came across the video that I did. There's a lot of y'all that come and watch my videos on a day-to-day basis, and I at least owe you guys an explanation as to what the hell's been happening. It's been a struggle, but to be honest, that's what I asked for. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys then.